Welcome into Real Deal Sports Talk. I'm your host, KP. Let's get into it. It was a great day of football today so far. I am ecstatic that football is back. I know you guys are too. What do we say? What do we say about it? We're going to talk a lot about football today. We're going to talk about the new college football rankings. We're going to hit some, UFC. We're going to hit, just a little bit on everything that's out there, some of the top topics, some of the stuff that just needs to be talked about. We're going to talk about it all today. And let's get into it. UFC 203, it happened last night, Saturday night. The big debut of former WWE star CM Punk against Mickey Gall, however you say it. Relative nobody. Nobody really knows who this guy is. CM Punk's coming in, trying to show, basically that there can be some crossover, that WWE guys are still tough, that wrestlers aren't just fake. I don't know what the purpose is of all these WWE guys who don't have a solid history in any one of the professions, any one of the disciplines of MMA, are trying to cross over. Now I understand Brock Lesnar was a top collegiate wrestler, won titles, all that kind of stuff. He wasn't a boxer. He had no kickboxing. He had no judo. He had no taekwondo. He had no karate. He didn't have another discipline. And you see that every time he enters the ring. He either gets you down and can club you and maul you with his strength and his brutality, or nothing happens. Now, I didn't foresee CM Punk, punking out basically last night as fast as he did. But Gale baited him. The match started. Punk came across the ring like he was going to, start throwing blows, stand up. Gale took him down to the mat, busted his head up, got him in position to get a rear choke, and took him down in the first round. He tapped out, bloodied up his ear. Now, I get a lot of people are saying he won just by getting in the ring tonight. He got ready in a year and a half, 18 months for an MMA professional fight against a guy who has been doing it. He won because blah, blah. No, he lost. He got embarrassed. He looked foolish. He looked out of place. He looked unskilled. It was not a good showing. He wasn't ready. And maybe he's too old at this point in his career. Maybe he should have worked things out with his former promoter so he was not being sued and having to joke about that. I wouldn't want to be sued by Vince McMahon. Forget that. That guy's an ass. He's a ruthless businessman. He's Donald Trump. I would want nothing to do with him. Now, if he's willing to pay me millions of dollars to do something, okay, I would do that. But as far as being sued or anything else, nope, I'll take your money. I'm not giving you mine. So he tapped out in the first round, loses. Not a big shock. I kind of thought maybe it would go to decision. I didn't know anything about this Gall, whatever his name is, guy. So he's down and out. He's done. The other big fight of the night, Mikox, whatever, I can't say his name either, defeated Overeem with a first-round KO. Got him down on the ground, busted him in the head, knocked him out. And I'm sorry, Overeem, ever since he failed his drug tests and stopped doing whatever cycle he was on, he's not as big, he's not as strong, his skin looks saggy, and he's over the hill now. He's just out there based on name, collecting money to get beat up. That's not a good fight. That's not good for the UFC. That's not good for the brand. I would like to see, some real heavyweights get into the MMA. Some guys that can be skilled. Randy Couture, when he fought in the MMA, he was highly skilled. And when he did his heavyweight fights. They need to do something. And the WWE guys, if you're going to continue to cross over, make sure you're on point before you do so, please. Don't come out and have another embarrassing showing like the last two have been, with drug suspensions and tap-outs in the first round. Here's something interesting that came out today. Various outlets reported that they believe that executives believe in the NFL that there's momentum building for a Ray Rice return to the NFL this season. Ray Rice has not played in the NFL since December of 2013, and we all know why. It's deplorable. However, his was caught on video, so he hasn't gotten a second chance like the rest of the guys who have been charged with the same crime. At some point, he deserves a second chance. If him and his wife have worked through it, if they have gone to classes, if it's truly gotten better, if he's really believing all of these speeches that he's going around and giving, all the community service that he's been doing, if he believes in that, if he's truly taking steps to be different and change, then at this point, 2 years out, let him try out for a team. It doesn't mean he'll make it. It doesn't mean he'll get paid what he used to get paid. At this point, if he gets on a team, he's going to be making veteran minimum, which I know is still a lot of money. It's right under $1 million a season. He won't get that for this year because he won't be on a team for the full year. And, you know, face it, his skills at the end of his career, before this all happened, the last time he was on the field, were diminishing. And, you know, Baltimore wasn't the same team that they had when Justin Forsett was able to do what he did. A couple different pieces, but Forsett was quicker, and there were some differences there. So we'll see. You know, the Mets signed Tebow to play baseball. Somebody might bring him in for a workout, especially with, you know, you see all these injuries happening throughout preseason, and even today, guys going down. As this guy was going down the other day, the Central Michigan receiver, and, you know, we might have to rechange 5 downs from honoring the buffled, or let's call it the buffled call because the Buffs were involved in the 1991 CU Missouri game where they got the extra down and had 5. And we might have to change 5 downs to a Central Michigan thing. You know, they didn't get a 5th down, but they got a free untimed down that they shouldn't have got. The referees made a mistake, added an extra play to the game. Central Michigan goes deep, Hail Mary, guy catches it, has the wherewithal to turn around, see his teammate, lateral it back. He then proceeds to run to the opposite side of the field, beating all defenders from Oklahoma State and getting into the end zone to win the game. Central Michigan knocks him off. Exciting finish. But it shouldn't have happened. Oklahoma State should not have lost that game. And it's horrible. And I can't stand it when referees cause a team a game. And, hey, I'll be real with you. This happens to the Lions, every year now for the last 5 years or so? There's either some rule or some call that's, you know, so debatable and so horrible and so out there that it's like, what are you doing? And then rules change in the offseason? Or they re-look at rules in the offseason based on how bad calls were against the Lions. It happens to us all the time. We can't win a game. We can't get out of our own way to, you know, be successful. And outside of that, we can't get calls to be successful either. If we would have had as many hits anywhere near a quarterback's head as the Broncos had against Cam the other night, we would have got flagged every time. That's just how it works for us. That's what it's like to be a Lions fan. So, you know, great for Central Michigan. That's going to be a huge win for you this year. You're going to be able to use that in recruiting in the offseason. That will be your biggest win this year. You're not going to make it into the top 10. You're not going to probably finish in the top 25. Those chances are very slim for you. You're lucky if you're going to get one of these pathetic, cheap, run-of-the-mill 60 to 100 bowl games we got that are just out there trying to make money as much as they can promoting a product through your football game. And everybody signs up for it because the school gets a cut too. More ticket sales, more travel. It's pathetic. So, you know, good for you. Pat yourselves on the back. Use it for recruiting. Keep building your program. But you shouldn't have got the win. Oklahoma State won that game. And bad calls ruin people's lives. All right, with that, let's get into 5 down, shall we? First down. Carson Wentz. We all know Jared Goff, he was not even active for the Rams game today. The Rams game tomorrow. He won't be active. He'll be the third-string quarterback and not playing. First pick in the NFL draft. They took Carson Wentz second, decided not to take him. L.A. did. And what did Carson Wentz do today? Didn't play much in the preseason. People were worried about the rookie. And really, they still should be. This is just one game. But he came out today against Cleveland, who I picked Cleveland to win this game today. I thought it would be close. But in the battle of two bad teams, I thought Cleveland would go ahead and take it. They didn't show me enough today. The defense really was kind of pitiful. And RG3 had an average game at best. Coleman didn't really do anything on receiver. Terrell Pryor, again, the college quarterback, Terrell Pryor, is their number one weapon on offense right now. He had about, 60-something yards receiving today. And Carson Wentz goes out for the Eagles, throws 22 of 37 for 278 yards, 2 touchdowns, and picks up a nice victory for the Eagles today. Basically showing he's one of the better quarterbacks in this draft, and maybe he should have been picked number one. Maybe the Rams got the wrong guy. Maybe they talk about the small hands and the system Goff played compared to what Wentz played, the talent level, different things like that. Maybe those are playing the level. Maybe the weapons you saw at Cal really made Jared Goff, like they made a Matt Leinart, like they made a Mark Sanchez when they were in school. And they made them look like better players than they were. Where Carson Wentz, what he did at a smaller school, you got smaller talent, you still rose to the cream of the top, So, I'm going to definitely be paying attention to Carson Wentz. I picked the Eagles to take the bottom of that division this year. That's a nice win for them. That's a big win for them to maybe prove me wrong in that aspect. Second down. This one hurts my fantasy team. I'm sure many fantasy teams out there. This is a guy who is going to get a lot of looks this year, a lot of touches. Phillip Rivers' favorite receiver, Keenan Allen, he goes down in the second quarter today of the Chargers-Kansas City game with an apparent knee injury, possible ACL tear is what we're hearing at this point. I will be obviously trading to get somebody else very quickly. It hurt the team. You saw it. At the point he went down, they were up 21-3. Everything was rolling Chargers. The defense was playing lights out. Kansas City was struggling. He goes down, and everything changed at that point. He means a lot to that team. You saw that last year when he went out with the lacerated kidney, and you're going to see that again this year. Expect the Chargers to take a big downfall after this loss of Keenan Allen, even with the emergence of Melvin Gordon today and his 2 touchdowns behind J.J. Watt's little brother, Derek Watt, the fullback there in San Diego, who they brought in from Wisconsin this year. Melvin Gordon looked good, but you need some guys on the outside, and Kelvin Benjamin, is that his name, Kevin Benjamin? Whichever Benjamin they have there in San Diego, not the one in Carolina, Kelvin Benjamin. I think this one is Kevin Benjamin. He's not going to be enough. He's going to be great for them on special teams, but not enough on the offensive side. So the loss of Keenan Allen is going to be a big problem, I think, for the Chargers. A big problem for the rest of the league is going to be A.J. Green. Again, everything based on health, but the connection he has with Andy Dalton and the numbers he put up today against the Jets and that defense, they had 5 sacks in the first quarter, I believe. And he ended up with over 180 yards receiving. Just torched him, lighted up, made Revis look silly. And, they let Cromartie go. They cut D. Miller. A.J. Green's going to do that to just about everybody. It's going to be hard to keep him from having a 100-yard game, especially with the way the league rules are now, the way the offense is played, the pass-happy league. We're going to see a receiver very soon cross the 2,000-yard mark. I believe that. I believe had Calvin Johnson stayed healthy and the Lions had a better offense while he was there, had they had another threat or a true running game, you would have seen Calvin Johnson probably do 2,500 yards in this pass-happy league. But, he topped out at over 1,900 in a year where the Lions' rushing attack was below 25th in the league. So that says something in itself. So look forward to A.J. Green to, again, have another nice season. He's going to be torching defenses all year long. If you got him on your fantasy team, congratulations. Fourth down. We're going to go back to the game in Kansas City and San Diego. The biggest comeback in the history